Hello, my name is Nicola Barker. I work with the Primary Care Cardiac Service for CityCare Nottingham. Today's session is how to manage stress. Aims of the session: to understand what stress is, to recognise how stress can affect you, understand the fight or flight response, learn strategies to help manage stress, to limit the negative effects stress can have on your mind and body. What is stress? Stress can be termed as the demands of life on your body, both emotionally and physically. Long-term chronic stress can contribute to anxiety if not managed in an effective manner. Stress can sometimes be associated around change and lack of control over a situation. What makes you stressed? What causes one person stress will not another. It's very subjective and therefore sometimes hard for other people to understand why you feel and may act the way you do. Stress is a word people often use to describe how you may feel when everything seems too much. You might start feeling stressed when you feel you have too much to do or too much on your mind. You may have been feeling overwhelmed for a long time. You may also feel that other people are asking too much from you, or that you have to deal with situations that you can't control or change. Over a long time, stress can be hard to deal with and bad for your health. If you felt under stress for a while, it may lead to depression or anxiety or more severe mental and physical health problems. But remember, stress is a normal part of life. We all feel stress sometimes. We just need to learn to find the best way to cope, and it varies from person to person. So, how do you react to stress and how does it make you feel? So, whenever we are challenged physically or psychologically, a chain of events is set in motion. We have a hormone called adrenaline, and we also have another hormone called cortisol. Adrenaline and cortisol in the body act like an alert system to tell you there is a challenge or threat to help us be better equipped to deal with it. And what happens is our body responds and it increases your heart rate, etc. So, body reactions to stress. So, when we are stressed, it's our body, it's a warning sign. So, if you think you are experiencing harmful levels of stress, you need to tune into these warning signs. Think about how you feel and how it changes your behaviour and possibly how it affects other people. So, long ago, humans developed two responses to danger, and like we previously discussed on the last slide, fight or flight. And our bodies still respond this way today. You just need to listen to these physical, emotional, and behavioural signs. They tell us that you need to make a change. So, these warning signs could be that you're feeling sweaty or shivery, your heart is beating fast, you experience a dry mouth, you may also be getting frequent headaches, nervous twitch or restlessness, a loss of appetite for food, fun or sex, weight gain or loss. You may experience a tight, knotty feeling in your stomach, feeling sick or dizzy, needing to go to the toilet a lot more than usual, difficulty sleeping, disturbed nights or waking early, tiredness or exhaustion, odd aches or pains. There's also the emotional signs and symptoms. Do you often feel upset, fearful or worried, irritable, aggressive or angry, tearful, isolated from the people around you, you've lost your sense of humour, you've lost interest in life, a sense of hopelessness, scared or frightened. Again, like we've just discussed already, these can be broken down to physical, psychological, and behavioural changes. Is stress harmful? Everyone has an optimal level of stress in their lives, and stress can actually be positive. And like we've already discussed, it helps you and allows you to be able to function. It keeps you focused and alert, helps you achieve a target, helps you finish off some important work or a situation that you need to deal with. But the stress can help spur you on and to complete the deadline. But both too little or too much stress can have a negative effect on us. Some people can reduce activities that tend to lead them to a stressful reaction, sometimes isolating themselves in. So we know that the more risk factors that you have, the more likely you are to develop coronary heart disease. Even though some risk factors can't be changed, there is plenty that you can do to reduce your risk and to help protect your heart. So the main risk factors for coronary heart disease are smoking, having diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity, physical inactivity, alcohol, age, ethnic background. People from South Asian or Black African backgrounds are at higher risk. Having family history of coronary heart disease, sex. Men are more likely to develop coronary heart disease at an earlier age than women. Stopping smoking, being more physically active, eating healthily, and maintaining a healthy weight, blood pressure, and cholesterol will all help to reduce your risk. And by improving your physical health, can in turn boost your ability to cope with stress. So, if you look after your heart, then you'll be looking after you. So, what can we do about it? Are you a glass half full or half empty? So, we need to be a bit of a detective. Stress awareness diaries can be an effective technique to help you identify your triggers for stress. So, if you think you are stressed, it's a good idea to possibly keep a diary for a couple of weeks to help to see the triggers that may add to your stress levels. A diary will also help you to how you react and what helps you cope with stress. Once you know how and when your stress is triggered, it will be easier to understand what the cause might be. So, jotting down moments in your normal diary when you experience symptoms of stress and feelings, it will help you create a better awareness over patterns that may emerge. Positive thinking. Worry can increase your stress levels. This is because whilst you are thinking about threats to you, this can spark the fight or flight reaction. Positive thinking can play a role in helping this. You might be used to negative thought processes, that it has become a habit and you don't even realise that you are doing it. So we need to look at how turning a negative to a positive. First thing to do is to recognise these negative thoughts. As we've already discussed, recording them in a diary over a week can be useful in helping to recognise them. Challenge your negative thoughts. Are they irrational, exaggerated, filled with self-blame, or are you jumping to conclusions? Examine them and try to write alternative, more positive responses. Having a balance in our lives. Trying to find a balance between doing things we need to, i.e., sleeping, eating, working, and things we enjoy, i.e., hobbies and interests. We have found that when we feel stressed, we tend to stop doing the enjoyable things, which have an impact on our mood levels. So, if we exclude our hobbies and interests and only focus on work, eating, and sleeping, then this really will affect our mood levels. Just take a moment and ask yourself, how balanced am I today? Being more mindful. So, have you got to a destination only not to remember the journey? Many times have you gone out of the house, got to the car, and then thought, have I locked the back door? Or have you travelled to work and not remembered any of the journey? Mindfulness involves the deliberate direction of your attention, trying to be fully in the present moment. Rat race mentality, where we rush from one thing to another, we lose ourselves to autopilot and preoccupied to what's going on around us. Examples of mindlessness, like I've already stated, not remembering if you've locked your front door, listening to someone but thinking of something else at the same time, travelling somewhere not remembering much of the journey, preoccupied with thoughts whilst carrying out an activity. So is your mind full, or are you actually being mindful? So being mindful is actually being in the current moment and in the present moment. So if you are going for a walk in the park, actually, think about what's going on around you, looking at the colours of the trees. Are the leaves falling? Can you hear scrunching of leaves under your feet? Can you hear children laughing, conversation? How does what's the weather like? Is it cold on your face, or is the sun warm on your face? All of these things, we should be more mindful about what's happening around us. Another example of being mindful is being in the moment when you're having a shower or a bath. Actually feel the temperature of the water on your body, using nice smelly soaps. How do they smell? How does it make? Where to start making changes? Choose a routine activity you do every day and resolve to bring a deliberate moment to moment awareness to the task. Involve your senses, and if you notice your mind wandering, bring yourself back to the moment. Examples, i.e., like we just spoke about, washing the pots, having a shower, travelling one place to another, and also when we're eating. This is a prime example, the eating. A lot of people now tend to sit in front of the TV, eating their meal, and actually not registering what they're eating, how much they've had. The brain is not engaged with the eating, it's actually engaged with just the TV. So this can be a tendency then to overeat. Also, we've lost the art of actually sitting at the table sometimes and actually having conversation and actually being mindful and being in the moment. Other ways to manage stress: time management skills, organizational skills, planning, pacing yourself, prioritizing. Does that need to be done today, or can I leave it until tomorrow? Communicating with others, telling others when you're feeling stressed or if you feel that your workload is too much. Sometimes other colleagues or friends or family are not aware that you are, not control of the situation. Delegating, assertiveness, exercising regularly, and relaxation. So, just to finish off, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. If you feel that you need further support managing your stress levels, please speak to a member of. Thank you.